and it looks like it is. I think we're live. So here it is. Here's the show. The show is going. I'm your host, Bernard Morrison, and the name of the show is Jack In. Can we get, Chacho, can we get the thing up with the name of the, there it is. Okay, there it is. Now you know what we're doing. Now you know the name of the show is Jack In with Bernard Morrisonberg, and that's me that you see talking on your screen, Bernard Morrisonberg, and internet habitant is what it says on that thing, the thing that just popped up if you didn't see. And what that means, look, here's the conceit of the show. I live in the internet. I'm a resident of the internet. I don't have a corporeal body, such as most of you presumably do, but I live here, and it's okay. You know, I wouldn't say it's better than living. I wouldn't say it's worse. We're just all getting by, in the internet or outside the internet. That's what we're doing. Look, okay, let's get this out of the way. There's a Venmo. If you like the show, you know, you can pay some money. Venmo at Gravy Day. And look, if you're broke, don't worry about it. Watch it for free, and then someday, when your nana leaves you $100,000, then you can send us half of that or something. But if you are rich, if you're sitting on a pile of money right now, send it over because we got big plans, and we would greatly appreciate using your money to eat and pay rent and pay bills. And look, so normally if you watch the show, you might know that I have a co-host who also is here living in the internet by the name of Meeps. Meeps isn't here today in body. Maybe we might be able to hear his voice from time to time. I don't know, from the ether. Meeps, is your voice out there in the ether?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Meeps. But we're not going to put you on TV for logistical reasons, which I'm not going to get into because it's pulling back the veil and it's breaking the fourth wall. And look, we don't want to. We all know what we're watching here, but I don't want to get into it too much about the fact that I'm not really a cartoon living in the internet. I'm just a middle-aged comedian who's bored and has some animation programs. But anyway, that's not important. Now we might do. Sometimes I do it like a little bit of news banter up top. I don't know if we're gonna get in. I don't have anything planned for the news. Who cares? Look, there was a debate tonight. Apparently, two old guys running for president. One of them is horrible. The other one is Joe Biden, and seems to be meh. Okay, so there's my political rant for the day. Vote for meh is what I'm saying. Okay, look, so once a week or so we get together, we put on this show, and I invite in some friends, comedians, funny people, basically to entertain me because, like I said, I'm here on the internet, and the middle-aged comedian who's voicing me is stuck at home in quarantine, and we're both bored. Both me, the character, and me, the voice, are bored. So we put together this show for your benefit and for mine. You get it, okay? It's a talk show. We're gonna have guests, and we might as well get right into it. So let's go ahead and welcome. Let's get the TV up there, Chacho. Okay, there we go. We got the TV going, and let me welcome our first guest, comedian, improviser, character actor of some esteem. Please welcome Bill Cott to the show. Hi, Bill.
Hey.
You're on. Welcome.
Yes. Good to
How
know
I-
that.
Are you on a tall building in front of a skyline
I am. I'm actually enjoying my night in Purple City.
in
where
a purple?
I'm comfortably here at the height.
You're at the top of Purple City. You
Yes,
made it.
Paramount.
You made it to the top of Purple City. Not many people can say that.
Well, it was like that old Sinatra song. Purple City is a blue and red kind of city.
Bum bum ba. I remember it. We all remember the Purple City Sinatra song. Right on. Okay, so what's going on in your life, Bill? How's the worst year in memory treating you in particular?
Really is. It's the second worst year in memory. I've been through a divorce, so.
Okay.
Yeah, the second worst because at least back then I could see other people and be completely depressed. Now I don't have to, so it's good. I have a 4-year-old daughter, almost 4-year-old daughter, and she's in preschool. So I'm doing Zoom preschool every morning, which means unlike most people I know, I'm up early in the morning, getting her ready, getting her teeth brushed, getting her into an outfit, and then keeping her attention focused on a Zoom screen.
ABC Mouse is that
Tough? You think it was tough getting people to watch your show? Wait until they try to figure out shapes and colors.
Right? That's a tough. 7 a.m. Zoom school is tough for a comedian's lifestyle, I imagine.
It is.
Do you get some naps in before you have to do the Zoom comedy at night?
I don't. Here's basically my day. I get up, do Zoom school with her, and then there are home assignments. So then we do the home assignments, and then I have to look after her. My wife is also at home. We got a full house. She's working from our bedroom as her office. So we're very busy. I'm trying to keep her, Izzy, my daughter, out of my wife's hair. And then at a certain point, my wife, she tries. She knows how much I'm going through. So she tries to like do her work and look after our kid at the same time. But that just means that our kid gets into even more things. And so there's a huge mess at the end of the day. And once we're done cleaning up everything, she's in bed and we're ready to just go to sleep. And so I welcome opportunities like this to shirk my parenting responsibilities.
Right. That's what we're here for.
Indeed.
For overworked parents to have an excuse to get away from the kids for a little while.
I'll recommend all my out-of-work entertainers.
Yes, please. Please send all of your out of work and harried parents to come do our show.
Not very hairy.
Not hairy, but harried.
Oh, harried.
Okay, yeah.
Harried.
Harried is what I was saying. Clearly, too much hair is not a problem that you have.
It's not.
What kind of have you been doing a lot of comedy in these quarantine times?
I actually have. Yeah, I've been doing some benefits. I did some Black Lives Matter benefits. I did a lot of comedy sports shows and still am doing a lot of comedy sports shows where we do competitive style improv live on the internet, which is pretty interesting. I do have to say this because there's like 27 different cities that do comedy sports doing competitive style improv. And now we can play city against city every weekend. So we're pretty much doing that. There's all kinds of inner city play. It's almost like there's an improv festival going on every weekend.
Nice. Maybe that'll overtake baseball as the national sport.
It should.
We can only hope.
We've never had to have like cut out cardboard audience participants.
That might
be.
be.
What stupid idea was that anyhow? Why couldn't they just have empty, fields, or focus in on the players and not have to show the stands?
I tell you what though, I wish I knew that was an option when I was doing improv shows for 4 people at like 1 a.m. at the Loft or whatever. I would have brought in 100 cardboard cutouts and felt like I was really doing something important.
That would have been a true measure of success.
What's what else you got? Are you working in TV and film these days?
Well, I've got an offer to that we're trying to work over to work on a film. That's kind of a suspense movie. I can't really talk too much about it, but that's in the works. There's a project that I might be shooting in Chicago, but all this is it's all based on whether COVID regulations allow people to travel and move about freely and do things. So
yeah,
fingers crossed.
So up in the air. Everything is up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else?
What I am doing is I'm doing a lot of teaching improv classes. So my school, the Improv Trick, we're teaching comedy writing classes. I teach with Eric Hoffman from Mr. Show, and we co-teach a class in comedy writing. And then I have introductory improv classes, intermediate improv classes, and even some one-on-one acting coaching for people who never would have had the chance to do that.
Nice.
But that's not really funny. So
right, but it is something to do.
It is.
If you're out there and wondering what to do now that you can't go out, maybe take is it Zoom improv? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah,
Zoom
we're
writing
doing it
classes.
Via Zoom. Yeah, we're doing it via Zoom. So China's watching.
You got a lot of students from China in your class?
We actually there was a group from China that reached out to us about teaching a writing workshop. So we're waiting to see about that.
Nice. Oh, okay. So what advice do you have for what's the most important thing that you teach your students about writing comedy?
Okay, that's a great question. You know, for improv, I always tell them just allow the mistakes to happen. And I think comedy is pretty much the same advice. You got to let it suck. You've got to write, just get it on the page, let it suck, find out what works, and then do more of what works and get rid of what doesn't. And I think for people who are beginning at doing this sort of work, they're not familiar with that idea. Those of us who've done it for a while, it's second nature that we're like, yeah, that sucked. Okay, we're moving on. And I think it teaches some valuable lessons about creativity, that you don't have to wait for it to be perfect. So we just tell people over and over again, you suck.
That's good advice. Good advice for anyone to hear. And I tell you what, here on this show, we're very into the first part, letting it suck. Not as much into the second part, which is finding what works and learning from it. But we'll get there. We always start with suck, and then maybe someday we'll get to the better part.
That's how my love life goes.
Exactly. That's how most of us get through adulthood. Really, I think is just sucking most of the time, and every once in a while, when something doesn't suck, you take a note and you go, "Okay, I'm gonna try to do that again." Good advice for love life too.
Oh yeah.
All right. I want to talk to you some more, Bill. But let's get our other guest in here, and we're going to talk to him for a minute, and then we'll get you both on the TVs, and we can have a little chat about whatever, or not, or we could just all go our separate ways. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. Thanks, Bill. I'm going to put you in the void for a second, and we'll come back to you. And then our other guest is a comedian who has a new album out, and let's see what he's got to say. Please welcome Gary Peterson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Barnard. I'm so happy to be here. Is my virtual background coming in?
It looks like you're in a car, between the front seat and the front two seats.
Yes, this is a virtual background of a car I wish I could afford.
What is that?
It's a caravan.
Oh, nice. It looks like from here. It looks like you're sitting right on the stick shift, though.
To each his own.
I'm not judging. If it works for you, I say go with it, and I say the Supreme Court should let you sit on the stick shift if you feel like it.
Is that before them this week? I feel like
it's good.
I feel like they should do other things if it is.
I feel like if Barrett gets nominated, it's going to be on the docket. We got to stop letting people sit on stick shifts in the middle seat.
It's the largest concern in this country right now. I can't think of 20 or 40 more examples off the top of my head.
There's no bigger issue facing our nation right now.
Do you get the debate within the internet? Did you get it tonight?
Yeah. It's all around me. When I'm in the internet, it just echoes around me. It's like I can't escape it.
What's the reaction there? Is there anything positive from it?
Well, I'm the only one here, but I spent a lot of it chain smoking and retching alternatively. So, I guess that would be the general feeling inside the internet right now. A lot of anxiety and dry heaves.
Well, I got to tell you, outside the internet, everybody's very happy with the debate.
Yeah.
People are calmer. They watched it and they're like, I'm glad they answered those questions.
People feel better about the future of the country now that they've seen it.
I don't think there's been a more positive time than since the Lincoln Douglas debates, honestly.
It's good that that in this time of crisis, everybody agrees on what we should do going forward.
They just kept saying, each person kept saying, you know what, that's a really good idea. I think I'm going to do it too. The whole night. I don't know why these guys talk to each other.
It's like they're the same guy. They just agree on everything, hand in hand. I think they might have kissed at one point.
It's mandatory. They do kiss before the debate off camera, and loser of the kiss gets the last question.
Loser.
It's like
a
coin
tough
toss.
That's a hard reality that sets in when you're about to debate. When you realize you lost the kiss.
There'll be whole networks devoted to. I don't think he was treated fairly in the kiss. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It was sensual, but I felt like his mind was elsewhere. So points off.
It's like he was kissing Adam, not with him.
Right. Just like a politician, to not really be there in the moment as your lips are embracing your rival.
I watched this debate, and then I wondered why we had debates. Really, seriously, because I don't think they really showed anything or did anything that demonstrate. I just thought of like what could be of more value to like the American voter. I feel like they should just both take a physical at this point, and we just look at their blood cell count and their mental health, and then go from there.
Oh, just like a lie detector test.
Yes,
just have them hooked up to a machine. You have to be a real psychopath to beat him, though. So I guess, like you say, they could beat him.
Yes.
So two octogenarian old men yelling at each other. You don't think that they solved anything tonight?
No. My favorite question was when the moderator saw them both pivot on the question of race in America, and being a person of color, she's like, "Yeah, but I want to take this back to the question of race."
Right.
And you just saw both of them go, ah. Ugh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was. It is what it is. Didn't change
At least
my
Biden
mind.
didn't talk about his friend Applejack or whatever.
Wait, what?
It was early in the primaries. He told a story about when he was a swimming lifeguard, and he had a friend named Applejack, and it was a story about how down he is with the black people.
He's so fucking old. He wasn't a lifeguard. He was a swimming guard. Where they just wore heavy cloth garbs.
Right. He wore a one piece stripe.
Throw him a pack of cigarettes. His friend is named Applejack. Find me that person. I bet you he's like, that wasn't my name. He just couldn't stop calling me that name.
And I'm sure that I'm sure it's not even Applejack, but oh wait, I just turned the audio of Twitch on. Okay, sorry for the feedback. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So what else is going on, Gary? You got a comedy album?
Yes, I do. This is my first comedy album ever, which is great. Second album in general. I was in a band in 8th grade. We covered Metallica's Orion poorly, and I played drums. Felt like I nailed that. But this is slightly better. This was recorded live in 2015, and the jokes still work, so that's good. And it's at a defunct club that shut down during the shutdown too. It's no longer going to open as well. The Great Scott in Allston, Massachusetts, and it's a real little timepiece. It was something I'm very proud of, and I wanted to record this stuff this year, and then stuff happened. So I just was like, well, to hell with it. Let's just get it out there, and I'll hopefully people will like it.
It's okay. So this is from last year.
2015. So it was like 5 years ago that I recorded it, but I finally got it mixed. And it's all like we did it all on my own in our own dime. So like it did take 5 years to do it right. When you would have some money and then have no money, and then we got it mixed and made, and Dead and Mellow Records put it out, which is a new record label, and it's just one of those like homegrown projects that I'm just like handing out CDs on the internet on like a boulevard of dreams, and just hoping people enjoy it. Not saying anything too mean. Probably.
But it's better. But the point is, it's better than your 8th grade heavy metal album.
My heavy metal album produced by Nimbus, a band named after a cloud.
Nimbus.
We broke up.
Their opener Cumulus.
It was
right before Cirrus comes out.
Yeah, we are an 8th grade power trio, and we found out another band had that exact name, and I said, let's just talk about it at the next practice, and then we broke up. We never did another show or talk to each other. It was.
I blame the other Nimbus.
Wally and Jeff, they did their best.
Okay, your album. I happen to have a picture of it.
There it is.
Right there, and I put it over my own face, which is how much I appreciate your album. I was gonna say. I like your album, but I don't want to lie. I haven't heard it yet, but I have heard your stand-up, and I like your stand-up. I'll say that with all honesty. And this album is called Yellow Belt Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
YBC for short, I assume.
YBC. It's it's a line in the album about, it kind of refers to those people that, like, you know, they take martial arts, and after a month of like paying for your like outfit, they give you a yellow belt, and then they're like, I'm ready to fight the world. And I think that's my attitude in general, is that I have way too much confidence for something that I'm not qualified to do or think or say.
But just a baseline training.
Yeah.
Just the minimal training, but overly confident.
Exactly.
I like it.
I mean, it's always weird when you get tested stuff. My dad, I do a lot of stuff with my dad on the album, who was there on the second night, and he got to see it, so that was good. And it's dedicated to him. He's not dead or anything. I just thought it'd be funny, so I put him in.
Phew! I thought it was going to get really sad here all of a sudden.
I really did want to send him an album, and I wanted him to see, like, why is it dedicated to my memory? And then I was going to say, well, like, I mean, we would plan to put it out after the summer, so, you know, you never know.
I thought you were going to say you put it together in the hopes that you could mend your broken relationship with your father.
No,
maybe he'll like you now. This might be the thing that puts him over. If he was on the fence about his son Gary, this is the one that's going to be like, you know what? I like my son.
That's my mother you're thinking of. We don't.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Is she in the internet? I have no idea where she is.
All right. Well, Gary's mother, if you're out there watching right now, comment in the chat room and we'll get you in on this conversation.
What a way to reconnect. We haven't spoken in 8 years. She goes in a Twitch chat room and sends 2 thumbs up.
and some little sparkle emojis.
Oh, so worth it.
Oh, it would mean so much, though.
It would. All
right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go. I don't got nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I'll speak. May I respond to that?
You got 10 seconds.
Thank you. 10 seconds for a rebuttal. I do think this album is really good, and I do think people will enjoy it. The feedback is positive. It's on deadmellow.com. We're not doing any live shows this year, as I mean me, because it's insane to do that, and it's impossible right now for so many people like myself. I have some health issues. I'm allergic to the Earth's atmosphere, among other things.
You got a lot of issues, Gary.
I do. I have glasses. I have a terrorist beard. I will tell you,
some of these things are within your control, and some of them are more so than others.
They are, and I will tell you, this is something that happened on the internet. You may have heard about it. For my album promo, my friend Rob, who's a moron, likes to do stupid things with my face attached to it, and so he took 13 pictures of my face from my like different social media profiles and listed them as the 13 men that tried to abduct the governor of Wisconsin. And
you're a one-man militia now, is what you're saying.
And it's just me with varying beard lengths. And I laughed at it, and many other people laughed at it. But
the funniest thing from that post, I tell you, I saw it, being that I live here on the internet, and there was a lot of people who were like, "Hey, wait a second, I think that's the same guy."
There was at least half a dozen people saying, "Wait, that's just the same guy."
Zoom right over the head.
And And I looked at the picture of the militia guys, and my friend's not wrong. I really have a look.
That's true. You could have gone a whole other way in an alternate reality, and had a home in a right wing organization.
I have I'll tell you this real quick. I'll tell you this.
All right.
I went to a bar once, right before COVID and stuff, and I was shaving my head down and trimming my beard up, so I was looking and feeling real good, and I went out just to exist and like have, confidence, no purpose, but just to go out. And this guy at the bar saw me, and he said, "Hey, brother," and I was like, "Hello," like I've always wanted a brother, and he's like, "You want a beer, brother?" And I'm like, "It's working." Like my confidence is building. And I was like, "Sure." And he bought me a beer, and he toasted to me, and he said, "All right, you take care, brother. You take care now." And he shook my, he grabbed my arm, which was super weird, like a Viking. And he's like, "You're the best." And he left. And the bartender's like, "Do you know who that guy is?" And I was like, "I'd never met him before." And they said, "That guy's a Nazi." And I was like, "Oh boy." I did not. I felt very sick and weirded out by it, and it weirdly found out that right before that I was Jewish. So I was also like, taking World War II personally. And
hey, a fan's a fan, right?
Exactly. But I will say, in those moments, it felt really nice to be included, and I'm not going to go to a rally or anything. Like if I showed up, I'm sure I would be like, "Hey, that we were once all black. I'll let myself out." But I was curious on this whole process of these people that go out there and believe these things that are so wildly crazy and different than myself. So I tried to educate. And I found out that this is a recruiting technique, that they go to bars, they go to places, social places, they look around, and they typically look for the most desperate and disheveled looking person within the room that looks impressionable and easy to manipulate. So on the night I felt like I was really good and feeling strong about myself, he looked at me and was like, "Perfect."
There's a desperate, there's a target, there's a mark, clearly.
I thought I was the prettiest girl at the dance.
Let's get, can we get Bill back
Let's do it.
In the conversation? Let's see. There we go. Hey, Bill
Hi.
Kopp, welcome back to the show.
I enjoyed so much when you were talking about Applejack, as you put it. His name's Corn Pop.
What was it?
Corn Pop.
Corn Pop. That's right. Thank you.
Bernard, here's what you did. You were like, "Oh, he called some African American guy a cereal." I can't remember if it was buckwheat or farina. So maybe it was Applejack.
At least I didn't say Count Chocula.
You're dying. You'll die for that one. But the old-fashioned thing he said was Corn Pop was a bad dude. He used to take his straight edge razor and dip it in the rain barrel.
My God.
This was in the 1890s, apparently, when Biden was a teenager.
Still voting for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely voting for him. But what else are you gonna do? All right. So Bill, do you have any rock and roll albums from when you were in high school or anything like that
I
out there?
have two rock and roll albums. One was called "The Bills Are Due."
Was there another Bill in the band?
There was, so I disbanded myself. And then And then it was people thought it was a follow-up because it wasn't the same band, but it was called Cot Stuff.
Is this pre-Foreigner?
It was totally pre-Foreigner.
All right.
What does that mean to you? What does cot stuff mean to you?
I don't know. Ask my dad.
Are you also hoping that an estranged parent might find us today on the Twitch chat?
It could happen. It could happen. My dad's passed away, but I've seen ghosts appear online.
Yeah, every once in a while, we get somebody in the chat room that's clearly not a living human.
Yeah.
Just a total monster.
Yeah, maybe that Nazi that you met at the bar will give us will visit us today.
Alan the Nazi, by the way. That was his name.
Alan the Nazi.
That's such a warm name for a Nazi.
That's such an unassuming Nazi name.
You will not replace us. Hi, my name's Alan.
I run
My
a
name's
small
Alan.
business, and I'm an
I
American.
need to talk to you about not mixing the races.
Oh, do you support interracial marriage in the internet?
Well, I guess I'm the only one here, so it hasn't really come up.
You should
But,
have ordered your favorite breakfast cereal. Oops, all lives matter.
I do support interracial pornography when I'm watching it. So I feel like in that way I'm supporting the BLM movement.
Mm,
Every little bit helps.
I'm not sure.
You don't think it helps?
Bernard, no.
I won't say I'm for or against pornography, but I have watched a lot of it, and
Still on the fence.
there is a very strange thing that does happen typically. Usually when there's some sort of holiday on those websites, they'll like decorate them, or the movies will be themed about the holiday. But also with tragedy, they will oftentimes come and make a statement. I don't remember if you remember the nightclub shooting in Orlando a few years ago.
I do remember.
It was horrific and terrible, and you know, Bonehub had decided to make a stance and say that we support all people of all genders. I'm like, I don't think you need to be on this issue, but you know, it's, you kind of appreciate the effort, you know.
Yeah, you want to know that your smut provider is on the right side of progressive politics. I think, basically.
When I look at a hustler, I want to know if they want to reform immigration. That's what I want to know.
Is Larry Flint in favor of mass shootings or against?
Against anything that'd put anybody else in a wheelchair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest appearance, Larry Flint. Everybody.
Hey everybody, it's story time.
How are you getting through these quarantine days? Assuming you're still alive, Larry Flint.
Well, you know, even I can't remember if I'm alive or not, but I volunteer my time at the local library. You know, most of the libraries are closed, so they have reading hours to children live on Zoom, which is how I meet them.
I don't think that you should, for legal reasons, tell us any more about that story.
That's a good idea. I was going to start listing titles. I think you stopped me at a good point.
All right. What else do we got to talk about?
Active, though, Larry Flint.
Yeah. He was or is somewhat political.
Depending upon, I think he's dead.
I don't think he's still around, but he was definitely he did fight the good fight against censorship and going after some of those right-wing assholes who wanted to take away my pornography.
From your cold, wet hands.
Oh, no. I'm gonna go unshare this from my Facebook.
Yeah, imagine the world we would live in if Larry Flint hadn't won that fight. We'd be in an internet with no porn in it, and so much more space.
The amount of porn disappeared. How like in an alternate universe, how fast in that same universe would we have flying cars?
We definitely still have a Sears catalog.
Yes.
That's true. One of the main victims of the online porn movement, the Sears catalog.
My parents had no clue.
I always found that parts of the Staples catalog could really get me through it. Somebody with an enthusiastic new desk.
The office chair models were really doing it for you. Well, in a pinch. Any visual evidence of other humans could be arousing at some point. All right. Well, I think we've really solved the pornography issue, and let's see what else. Biden's childhood at the swimming hole, and
his childhood best friend.
And his best friend, Sugar Smacks.
I was gonna say something really bad, but I don't know if it's gonna ruin this show.
Well, thanks for checking yourself.
I think we passed that benchmark.
We don't need to go further down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
What do you got?
It would be really bad if Joe Biden was confused about his serial best friend that he keeps making up, and he just calls him Floydy Flakes.
Yep.
That would be really bad.
Yep, that was pretty bad. That was one of those better left unsaid.
Yes.
Serial jokes.
All
right. Well, we can start wrapping it up. It's been a fun conversation, gentlemen. Bill Cott, do you want to plug anything, your Twitter or Instagram or any projects you're teaching?
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok at Bill Cott, just at and then my name. And we've got classes at The Improv Trick. And you can find us on Twitter at The Improv Trick, or just look up The Improv Trick on Google.
The Improv Trick.
Yes.
Bill, does your school take Kaiser
TIT?
Permanente?
We do.
Perfect.
Do they abbreviate it TIT?
Just IT.
Okay.
Just IT.
Just IT. Nobody looked at the acronym before they made that name.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's a selling point. I thought there was going to be more tit involved in this improv class. But hey, I'm here. I might as well learn improv.
That would have been
okay. I didn't mean to make fun of your improv school, but it was right there.
Yeah, I was. It was right there in your face.
Right. The TIT was right in my face. Okay. Gary Peterson, thanks for being on the show. You got an album called Yellow Belt Confidence. Where is it at now? Where do you get it?
Deadandmellow.com. And all my social media is on there. It's on Spotify, it's on Amazon, it's on iTunes, but deadandmellow.com helps support a small starting label and gets me enough money to eat for the winter. I'd also like to plug Bill's improv school because he's hilarious.
That's what I think.
All right, very good. Very, very important to start stocking up food for the long winter. So buy Gary's album so he doesn't starve to death like the lazy grasshopper. You know that story of the ant and the grapper or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It's in school tomorrow. You better have studied.
All right. Well, I wanted to end the show on a reference that nobody would get. So this has been successful. I'm gonna thank you to both of my guests. We're gonna go back to this view. Our guests tonight have been at Bill Cott and at Comedy Gary P. You can follow our show at Jack In Show on Twitch and Facebook and probably Instagram or something. I don't know. And also the comedian that's voicing Bernard Morrisonberg can be found at Dave Chacho. But you don't want to know too much more about that. Look, okay, this has been the show. There's a Venmo at Gravy Day. If there's anyone out there and watching, enjoying the show, or just watching and not enjoying the show, you can send us some money or not. That's up to you. It's between you and your conscience. Let's see what else we got. The name of the show is Jack In, weekly Thursdays at 9 p.m. on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and whatever other stuff. And I've been your host, Bernard Morrisonberg, and that's the show. Okay? That's the show. I'll get the guests back up here. You guys can wave goodbye. The show is over, and we're going to stop. All right? That's it. We're going to... Chacho, can we stop the stream? Are we still... Okay.